You just broke something that wasn't yours. It's 50,000 years ago. You're standing in a cave, and the guy whose spear you snapped is staring at you. No words exist yet for my bad. No sorry. No, I didn't mean to. Language won't show up for thousands of years. And this guy has options. A rock, a sharpened stick, 12 friends who all like that spear. And yet, somehow, you don't die. You patch it up. You stay in the group. Why? How do you say sorry with no word for sorry? It's never just one thing. Turns out humans were apologizing long before we could talk about it. With our spines, our teeth, and a dead animal as a gift. Several layers, each one dumber than the last. I had nothing better to do, so let's get into it. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The apology is older than the sentence. Way older. Before humans had words, we said sorry the same way every other primate does. With the body. You make yourself small. You drop your shoulders. You bare your teeth in a nervous little grin. You hold out a hand, palm up, nothing in it. That's the original apology. Not a phrase, a posture. You're basically telling the other guy, look how harmless I am. Please don't. Watch yourself the next time you bump someone in a hallway. You shrink, you wince, you do the apologetic half smile before your mouth even forms a word. That's not manners. That's 50,000 years of muscle memory. So let's break down the body apology, because it's weirdly specific. Step 1. Get lower, crouch, bow, sink down. Every appeasement gesture in the primate world is some version of making yourself physically smaller. Less space, less threat. Chimps do it. Dogs do it. You do it when your boss walks by and you suddenly find your desk very interesting. Step 2. When a low-ranking chimp approaches a dominant one, it pulls its lips back and shows its teeth in what researchers call a submissive grin. It looks like a smile. It is not happiness. It's a white flag made of teeth. I'm scared. Please don't hurt me. And here's the part that should ruin your day. That nervous chimp grin is where the human smile comes from. The friendly thing you do at strangers, at cameras, at people you've wronged. Biologists trace it straight back to a fear display. We took please don't kill me and turned it into nice to meet you. Step 3. The hands. Open palm, nothing hidden, no rock. The ancestor of the handshake and the wave. 3 moves. No words required. A complete apology. Fully functional, running on hardware that predates speech by a few 100,000 years. Now, how do we know this isn't just a nice story? Because we can watch it happen in animals that never learn to talk. In 1979, a Dutch primatologist named Frans de Waal published a study with Waal van Roosmalen in the journal Behavioral Ecology and Sociobiology. They'd spent years watching a colony of chimpanzees at the Arnhem Zoo in the Netherlands, and they noticed something nobody had formally documented before. After 2 chimps had a fight, screaming, hitting, the whole thing, they didn't just walk away. Within minutes, the same 2 would come back to each other. They'd kiss, they'd embrace, they'd hold out a hand. De Waal had a word for it that scientists had been too nervous to use about animals. Reconciliation. The fighters made up, on purpose, with gestures that look exactly like ours. So apology isn't a human invention. It isn't even a language invention. It's a social repair tool that's been running in primates for millions of years. And we inherited the whole kit. We just added words on top, much later, and somehow made it worse. Okay, and here's where it gets stupid. The word apology did not originally mean, I'm sorry. It meant almost the exact opposite. It comes from the Greek, apologia. And an apologia was a defense speech, a legal argument. You'd stand up in front of everyone and explain, in detail, why you were actually right. The most famous one ever written is Plato's Apology, from around 399 BC. It's Socrates on trial for his life. And the entire apology is Socrates basically saying, I did nothing wrong, you're all confused, and frankly you should be thanking me. That's an apology. For about 2,000 years, if you made an apology, you were not admitting fault. You were mounting a defense. The meaning we use now, frank expression of regret, doesn't really show up in English until the 1590s, and it didn't take over as the main meaning until the 1700s. So for most of recorded history, the word for saying sorry literally meant, here is why I was right, which honestly explains every non-apology you've ever received. I'm sorry you feel that way. Congratulations, you just spoke fluent ancient Greek, which raises a different, dumber question. What about the gift? Because the body apology has a third cousin, the peace offering. Across cultures, the way you say sorry is to hand over something valuable. In parts of Afghanistan, a traditional apology can mean presenting a white horse. In old China, you might kowtow. Bow until your forehead actually touches the floor. and anthropologists have found this isn't random. There's research suggesting that, for people who move around a lot, compensation, the gift, works better than words. For people who stay put, the verbal apology lands harder. Makes sense. If I'll never see you again, talk is cheap. Give me the horse. If we're stuck in the same village forever, I need to hear you mean it. Same instinct, two settings. Anyway, so how did ancient humans apologize? Better than we do, probably. They got low. They showed their hands. They gave up something that actually mattered. No words, no excuses, no mistakes were made, just a body saying please and a gift saying I mean it. We invented language, which was supposed to make this easier. Instead, we used it to invent the fake apology, the PR statement, and my bad, typed with zero eye contact. The cavemen had a cleaner system. They couldn't say sorry, so they had to show it. And weirdly, that's harder to fake. You can type my bad while half watching TV. You cannot fake getting down on the ground and handing someone your only horse. The cost was the message. That was the whole genius of it. The apology had to actually hurt a little, or it didn't count. Now you know. Sorry. If there's a dumb question you've never been able to apologize for asking, drop it in the comments. Echo reads all of them. Allegedly.